College has been beating my ass. That's why it's been a while since I uploaded. Sorry for the wait. I have more videos in the works. They'll be out soon. This is just gonna be a bit of a lazy video. So enjoy the video. So, a lot of gaming news happened. More particularly, the Nintendo Direct happened. Now, this Direct was pretty interesting. I know I might be a bit late to the party when it comes to talking about this, but it was a really cool Direct. Most of the stuff I wanted was talked about in this Direct. Everything that the Switch 2 is what I wanted. 120 FPS, bigger screen, bigger controller, everything I wanted, so which is nice. But also, a lot of the games they announced was also really, really cool. You got the new Mario Kart, you got that Donkey Kong game, and then you got motherfucking Deltarune Chapter 1 and 2, which I'm so excited for. That's like my favorite game. And then you got Hollow Knight Silksong, which was like 2 seconds on screen, but I'm still excited for it. But yeah, pretty good Direct. Honestly, one of the best ones. Also, GameCube. Happy for that too. But again, one of the best Directs. Onhowever, if you were watching this Direct, there was something they didn't mention during it, and that was the prices. Now, it was a little odd because you would think that Nintendo would talk about the price of their new upcoming console that's coming this summer. Well, I'll tell you this. I think they didn't want to show it because they were even embarrassed to show the price. So, the prices came out. The Nintendo Switch 2 is going to cost $450. Now, that alone is not bad. It's still expensive, but I have paid for more, looking at the PS5 over there. But it's not the console that the price was most worrying about. It was the games. Mario Kart 9, basically, will be $80 for digital, $90 for physical. Now that's insane. Like, wow. Actually, the video I was making before this Direct came out was me talking about video game prices and the history of them. But that was delayed because of this Direct. I still might make a full video about video game prices and the history of them. But however, since a lot of recent news came out, I kind of have to make huge changes to that previous video because a lot of my information has now changed, which sucks. But, I'll hopefully get the video out sometime next month when I'm a little more done with college. But yeah, it is kind of crazy. Something, I just noticed in recent years is just the digitalization of video games. Now, at first, I thought when games were going to be heading towards digital markets, I actually thought they were going to become cheaper. Because, more people will have access to them and more people will be able to buy them than physical. But no, that's not true. $80 is still a lot of money for Mario Kart. But I'm also worried that, other games that are considered really big are gonna be, we're talking maybe $100 to $110, when are we starting to push the prices? And this made me think a little, like, I believe that as time progresses, you're gonna see more people kind of just wait like a year or two to play newer video games instead of buying it on launch. Now, this is... a lot of people already do this. A lot of people already do this now. But, I don't know. I feel like the idea of heading towards full digitality is kind of annoying to me. I'm not a huge fan of it. I kind of prefer physical a little bit. Just because of convenience and to play offline, which, if you want to play digital, you need to be on the internet. Which is one downside I see with the Switch. I can clearly tell Nintendo is also heading towards digitality, because, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, not, the new Mario Kart is going to be, you know, $80 if you buy digital, which is cool, but, you know, it's just unusual. But does this kind of make the Switch kind of obsolete if it's just going to be fully digital? Because, you know, it's a handheld console, you're supposed to move it around, take it around places, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, unless you only have physical, then you can't play those games, you know, online or, you know, on the internet, because if you're, like, outside, you know, you're not going to be able to play it. I don't know, that's just one downside I see from this. I don't know, but this Direct had me have a lot of mixed feelings. I just kind of wanted to talk about it because, one, I did really like it. There was a lot of stuff they showed that I'm really happy they, you know, announced, because it was a lot of stuff I wanted. But I also see it as, you know, we're heading towards a very weird time in gaming where, you know, we're going to see companies be a lot more predatory than they used to be, because, you know, the game industry is just, you know, it's too big to fail at this point. It's the biggest entertainment market in the world. But it's I don't know, it's just crazy to see. I don't know, I'm not excited to see $100 games, but that's probably what we're going to head towards. I hope that, you know, if Nintendo is going to implement, you know, higher price games, I hope they do something like the Steam sale, where every, like, spring and winter they'll do a big sale and, you know, 80-70% off. I hope, but I don't expect it either. I know this is a bit of a shorter video. I just wanted to get a more lazy video up because I haven't been uploading in a while. Again, I have videos in the works. It's just life and college have been beating my ass, and I had to focus on that stuff first before I focus on this channel. But I do want to continue making videos. I really do enjoy making them, and I'm happy you guys, you know, really enjoy the content. My last video did pretty good. I'm happy with all the traction and, you know, viewership it got, and I hope that viewership can continue onward into the future. So I do got more videos in the works, more shit will be coming, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. Again, I know this is a shorter video, but, you know, thank you a lot. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe, and have a good day.